I expect there to be plenty of people who passionately hate this film. Me, on the other hand, I didn't hate the movie. I'm not even mad at it. I'm just disappointed. There's actually a lot about it I liked, because it's not like there aren't ideas in it. There's plenty that does add to the first one, where this is what happens when this iconic figure we've seen in other adaptations is stripped down in the real-world setting, where he would just be this pathetic guy on trial for murder. Yet because it's a high-profile case, it lures in these crowds obsessed with true crime, and it talks about the power of celebrity, cult mentality, and the thought of never meeting your heroes. It's a bleak, grungy, chain-smoking, hopeless world, which is where the musical numbers come in so the characters can use that as a form of escapism or a coping mechanism. The problem is that clearly this is an obligation film, and you feel it so many times. The first one was a tight flick and wrapped it up to a satisfying conclusion. This is what happens when something makes $1 billion, so they have to make another one, even though it seems clear they don't want to. Like, no matter how good an idea is, no matter how great the performances are, which the acting is excellent, you can just tell that it's always in the back of the filmmakers' heads that we just want to get this done. So what we're left with is all of these half-baked plots and underwritten characters that if they got some extra love and attention, it could really work. It's like they shot the first draft. Because it's so thin, there are important things that happen, but are so underdeveloped they feel like they're happening just because. Brendan Gleeson starts out like a complex character where you sometimes can't tell if he hates Arthur or grows to sorta like him, like they have this bizarre friendship at times. And I like that, but they kinda drop it after a while. There's an opening cartoon that's a nice idea but adds nothing, and like a lot of things, it could be cut. There's some funny gags in it about a TV movie that was made about the first one, but it'd be even funnier if just once we actually saw a clip of it. It's like a movie made of an extended ending on a DVD, where you see why it was cut, but in this case it goes on for 2 hours. The musical numbers are explained so half-assedly that it doesn't really justify their existence, which could be forgivable if the production numbers were great, but they really aren't. They're very forgettable and they frequently stop the movie dead. You could lose any of them and it doesn't change the story, and that's time that you could instead use to add so much more depth to characters, like Harley Quinn, and it would greatly improve. And the loose way this courtroom and Arkham are run is ridiculous. It doesn't feel like, oh, that's just because it's Arkham or Gotham City. No, it's just not great writing where people make baffling decisions because the movie needs them to happen. I appreciate that the movie isn't just remaking the first one again, but it sure does have characters describe the first one a lot. A majority of this is a courtroom movie, where previous characters come in to talk about the events from the first. There's interview segments where Arthur does the same, almost like if they edited in extended clips, it would be Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. There's one scene though where that all comes together and works, and that's when Gary Puddles comes back and we see the very real emotional damage that Arthur has done to this man, and it's a wonderfully acted, powerful scene. It's the best scene in it. There are scenes that work. I like a lot of what they do with the climax and the overall message. There's scenes that have still stuck with me about the climax, between the cinematography, the score, and a later scene with Arthur and Harley that is haunting. It's a frustrating watch because there's A+ scenes like this in it, but with everything else about it that is half-cooked or meandering, it comes out to a C+. I think it's worth checking out at home, but yeah, disappointing. Thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to subscribe to our channel today, plus click the notification bell, and we'll see you next time.